Hello, what is up, my Wolfpack? This is Wolfmaster, and I'm coming at you again with another Card Fight Vanguard deck profile, and this time I'm going to be showing off my Oracle Think Tank deck, which I call Prosperity Saber. It is really cool. I recently just got third place at my locals with this deck. It is just really awesome. It generates so much card advantage, it's not even funny. Alright, so let's get into it. Alright, first, my starter, Little Witch Lulu. With her ability, when you ride a grade 3, you can slide her into the rear guard, and then when she's called to rear guard, you choose 2 Oracle Think Tank units in the Soul Blast them, and draw 1. So that really helps out. It's a really good starter. Alright, next we're going on to the triggers. 4 Assault Dive Eagle, which is a critical trigger. Next, 4 Psychic Birds, another critical trigger, and he has the ability where if he's in the rear guard, you can place him into the soul and draw a card. So that's really useful. And next is something kind of new for me. I'm running 4 stand triggers, which is 4 Nebula Witch No-No. With her ability, it's Generation Break 1, and it means, if you have a face-up G unit in the G zone or in your Vanguard circle, it gets this ability. At the end of a battle that this unit boosted, you can Soul Blast 1, and if you do, you draw a card and return this card to the deck. So it's really good. Even if you draw this, you can still return it to the deck. And next, finally, for my triggers and my grade 0s, 4 Lozenge Magus, which is a heal trigger, and her ability is that when she boosts, she can give another 3,000 power. So this is a 6,000 booster by itself, and at the end of the turn, it goes back into the deck. Alright, now moving on to grade 1. First up, 4 of the Perfect Guard, which is Arburator Amino Sagiri. I think that's how it's pronounced. Forgive me if I screw some of the names up. But yeah, this is the Perfect Guard. And with his ability, he can only Perfect Guard the Vanguard. And his other ability is that if there's another copy of him in the drop zone, then you can choose a card in your damage zone and flip it face up. So that helps out a lot, considering a lot of the cards in the deck are counterblast heavy. So yeah, that works wonders. Alright, next up is 4 Divine Sword Amino Murakumo. With his ability, when he's called to the rear guard, you can choose a grade 3 in your hand, reveal it, and then search your deck for grade 3 with Susanoo and its card name and add it to your hand. And then you choose a card in your hand and discard it. And his other ability is that when this card is used for stride, in order to stride, you have to get rid of cards in your hand that equal up to or more than grade 3. So this card actually counts as a grade 3 when it's being used for stride, which is very useful because that's what the deck revolves around. Next up is 3 Tank Mode Morningstar. His ability is Generation Break 1. I choose a grade 1 or higher card in my hand, reveal it to my opponent, put it to the top of my deck, shuffle, Soul Charge, and then unflip 1 damage. So that's really, really useful. And last up, 3 Imperial Shine Guard Tsunagai. It's just the 8K vanilla, 8K booster. Alright, next up for the grade 2s, 4 Diviner Kuroi Kazuchi. With his Generation Break 1 ability, you can, when he attacks and he's boosted, you counterblast 1 and you can draw a card from the deck. So this really helps. I really love this card. Next is 4 Diviner Suiko. I have no idea. I'm sorry. I am terrible with these names. But yeah, basically, it's Generation Break 1, and fit attacks, it gets plus 3,000 power. So, that's really useful. And it has to be in the rear guard. Next up, and finally for my grade 2s are 3 Imperial Shine Guard Asaha, or I just call him Ashura, like, it's just easier. It's just a 10k vanilla with no effects, it's just a 10k beater. Yeah, for those of you who are wondering, I don't play Silent Tom. The reason being is that, well, 2 reasons. 1, he's a little too expensive for me, and 2, I just don't like Silent Tom at all. Like, I know that it makes my opponent stop guarding, but to be honest, I'd rather be honorable with an 8k attack than just be unfair and use Silent Tom. I mean, if any Oracle Think Tank players play Silent Tom, I'm not judging you for it, I'm just saying my opinion. Sorry, Alright, next up are my grade 3s, which, I'll get 4 out here. 2 CEO Amaterasu and Goddess of the Treasured Mirror Orihime. These guys are actually Legion right here. Like, I know the artwork isn't connected, but they are Legion. Yeah, basically, with this card's Legion ability, you can counterblast 1, declare a card name, and then reveal the top card of your deck, and if it is the card you revealed, you soul charge 2, and then choose 2 cards from your damage zone and flip them face up. And you can use Amaterasu's ability also when they're in Legion. Like, its first ability is that if you have 4 or more cards in your hand, then it gets plus 4,000 power. And its other ability is that you can soul charge, and you look at the top card of your deck, and you can choose to place it at the top or bottom. So with that, you can take advantage of that ability and just see for triggers. Oh, and its other ability, if the revealed card is one of these 2, then you can also draw 2 cards. And its other ability, which you have to have certain conditions for, like, it says, when its attack hits a Vanguard, you can counter, well, like, when its attack, like, hits the Vanguard, either in the rear guard or if it's in my Vanguard circle, I can counterblast 5 and Soul Blast 8, and then I can draw 5 cards, but I never really use that effect. But yeah, these are really good. I use these to get my cards back into the deck, and the reason I chose to run these guys is that it was inspired by, like, a good friend of mine at my locals named Benson. Like, he used this along with the boss card I'm going to get into in a second, and yeah, I just love this deck. I mean, plus it helps me get back my triggers. I love doing that. And finally, which is my boss card of the deck, 4 Supreme Heavenly Battle Deity Susanoo. Yeah, with this card, its Generation Break 2 ability is that during your turn, if the number of cards in your hand is 4 or more, it gets plus 5,000 power and plus 1 critical. So this card is very useful. And its other ability is that when you stride on top of this card, then you can counterblast 1 and then look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose one of them and add it to your hand, and then the other one goes to the bottom of your deck. So this just really helps. And that's it for my grade 3s. And finally, yes, there's more. We are getting into the new generation stuff, which is G units. It's my generation deck. So, in it, I run 4 Soaring Auspicious Beast Kirin. With this card's ability, when its attack hits an opponent's Vanguard, you look at the top 2 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand, and put 1 to the bottom of your deck. So, it's really useful. Oh, and another thing about Stride, if you guys don't know, is that when you stride this card, it gets the power of that unit. So it would come out with 26,000 power, and it also gets the name of that card. So that's very useful for, like, any deck, like, if you're going with, like, extreme format. Sorry, I'm trying to rush this. I don't want to record too long. And finally, my boss Stride, which is 4 Sword Deity of the Thunderbreak, Tommy Mikazuchi. With its ability, you counterblast 2, and then choose a copy of himself in your generation deck and flip him face up. And then look at the top 4 cards of your deck, add 2 to your hand, and put the other 2 to the bottom of your deck. So this really helps out, like, this card is just awesome. That's all I have to say. It's awesome. So yeah, that is my Oracle Think Tank deck, which is Prosperity Saber. It's just awesome. It generates so much card advantage. It can be so aggressive and just incredibly defensive at the same time. Like, it's actually become, like, one of my favorite clans. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know what you guys think I can do to make it better. I am probably going to switch out the 8Ks for something else. I don't know what, though. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. And if this video gets enough likes, I'll do another deck profile. So, yeah, keep howling my Wolfpack. And good night, good day to all of you. Be sure to brake ride Legion Mate and stride that like button, because all that stuff is just great for the Vanguard. Keep howling my Wolfpack. Ow! Good day to you all.